In this lesson, we'll look at the Foundation Framework's NSNumber class. You'll find a completed version of this project in your Working Files directory. We work with a variety of numeric data types. Often these are simple primitive data types such as int and float, but the Foundation Framework also provides a class called NSNumber that allows us to wrap these primitive types as objects. A number of APIs we encounter require that we pass them an object type, so NSNumber provides this convenient wrapper to handle those cases. NSNumber is what Apple refers to as a class cluster. NSNumber itself is an abstract superclass that groups a number of private subclasses. When we create an instance of NSNumber, internally it's instantiating and returning a private subclass that's most appropriate to the type we are wrapping. This simplifies the interface as these internal details are hidden away from us. Let's look at a few examples. So here I'm defining three primitive types, a bool, a CGFloat, and an NSInteger. I can wrap these as NSNumbers as follows. So I can use NSNumber number with bool to wrap my Boolean value, use NSNumber's number with float to wrap the floating point, and then number with integer to wrap the integer type. So you'll see this familiar naming convention whenever we're creating new instances of NSNumber. I can print these out to the console and just run my app. Now if I want to unbox or unwrap those values, I can do so by using these various value methods. So if I want to get the bool value out of there, I'll call its bool value method. Get the floating point value, I can call the float value method. And to unwrap the integer value, I'll call the integer value method. And if I wanted to print their values out to the console, I can do that, and I'll run the app again. And this is really the bulk of what you need to know about the NSNumber API. It's used really just to wrap and unwrap values. There aren't a whole lot of methods we call beyond that. One thing to keep in mind, however, is make sure you're always handling type conversions correctly. So if I define an NSNumber as follows, number with integer and passed in the value of -12345, it's important that when I unwrap that value, I continue to treat it as an integer type. If I mistakenly tried to convert this out as an unsigned integer, well, I'm going to run into some problems. So I'll run the app again, and you can see the incoming value was -12345, but when I lost the signed bit, suddenly I've got a completely nonsensical value. So it's just important to make sure that you always understand what it is you're wrapping and unwrapping when you're using this API. You should now be familiar with this NSNumber class. I think you'll generally find this is a fairly straightforward and easy to use API.